She never planned to be there that night, never imagined that a single decision, made out of duty, not destiny, would quietly reroute her entire life, because when Ariba agreed to cover her aunt's cleaning shift at the Grand Royal Crest Hotel, she thought it would be just another long, invisible night of mopping marble floors and changing sheets for people who would never notice her name, her face, or her dreams. Dressed in a simple beige uniform, hair tied back neatly, she moved through the hotel like a shadow, careful, professional, and exhausted after a full day of her own work at a small tailoring shop. Near midnight, as the hotel buzz softened into a hush of soft piano music and murmured conversations, she was assigned to clean one of the executive lounge floors, an area her aunt usually handled, an area meant for elite guests only. What no one told her was that the hotel had hosted a private investors gala that evening, and several VIP guests were still roaming the lounge, enjoying late-night coffee and conversations that sounded like a different language: stocks, mergers, private islands. As Ariba wiped down a glass table near the window, she felt eyes on her, but she ignored it, assuming it was just another guest irritated by her presence. When she finally looked up, she saw him, a tall man in a charcoal suit, calm posture, sharp eyes softened by curiosity rather than judgment. He approached with a polite smile and said, "Excuse me, I don't think we've met. Are you enjoying your stay?" For a second, Ariba froze. No one had ever mistaken her for a guest here. No one had ever asked her that question in this building. Caught off guard, embarrassed, and unsure whether to correct him, she replied simply, "It's comfortable," and went back to her work. Instead of walking away, he laughed gently and said, "You have the calm of someone who belongs here," and introduced himself as Zayn Malik, not the celebrity, he clarified with a half-smile, but the CEO of a global investment firm staying in the presidential suite. What followed wasn't instant romance or dramatic revelations, but something quieter and more powerful, a conversation. He asked about her favorite view in the city, her thoughts on travel, what she liked to read. She answered honestly, cautiously, never once mentioning she was cleaning under borrowed hours. Zayn noticed the way she spoke, measured, thoughtful, intelligent, and found himself drawn not to her appearance, but to the depth behind her eyes. When a hotel manager rushed over, panic in his face, apologizing profusely to Zayn for the confusion and explaining that she was a cleaner covering a shift, the air shifted. Ariba expected embarrassment, maybe anger. Instead, Zayn looked at the manager calmly and said, "There's no confusion. I was enjoying a conversation." Then he turned to Ariba and asked if she'd like to join him for coffee, off the clock. She hesitated, pride and fear wrestling inside her, but something told her this wasn't pity, it was respect. Over coffee, she told him everything, her father's illness, her mother's sacrifices, her dream of opening her own design studio someday. Zayn listened without interrupting, without offering solutions she didn't ask for. By the end of the night, he didn't hand her money or make grand promises. He simply asked if he could see her again. Weeks passed. Conversations turned into meetings, meetings into trust. When Zayn offered her a scholarship through his foundation, not because he could, but because she earned it, she cried, not because of the money, but because someone finally saw her beyond her uniform. The world didn't change overnight, but her belief in herself did. And here's the truth that makes this story powerful: the miracle wasn't that a millionaire noticed her, it was that she never stopped being herself even when no one was watching. If this story moved you, inspired you, or reminded you that dignity and dreams can live quietly inside ordinary moments, then don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because we share stories like this every day, stories about hidden strength, unexpected connections, and the moments that change everything when you least expect them.